ESP stands for Electronic Stability Program. The ESP warning light can indicate that the electronic stability program is active, turned off, or there is a malfunction. If the warning light flashes, the system is active, but the ESP system is probably not working if the warning light is constantly lit. ESP is an important element in modern car technology. In this video, I will briefly examine how the ESP system works and what it means when the ESP warning light is on or flashes. The electronic stability program helps you to manage critical situations, such as when the vehicle could skid. The system monitors wheel speed and the steering wheel position, vehicle acceleration, and other parameters to determine whether the vehicle is in the optimal position on the road. Suppose the ESP detects that the vehicle is out of control. In that case, the control unit automatically adjusts the distribution of braking force between the individual wheels and intervenes in the steering to prevent loss of stability. This happens not only when braking, but also when accelerating and going through sharp corners, which the ESP system keeps the vehicle from skidding. Other electronic systems, such as the ABS and ASR, accompany the system. A flashing ESP warning light indicates an active system, which is not a problem. On the contrary, if this dashboard symbol flashes, you probably got into a difficult driving situation, and the ESP system intervened and stabilized the vehicle. This ESP warning light may flash in certain cases and then stay on. In this case, the system intervenes in the steering to prevent the vehicle from skidding. If the system is working properly, the warning light will go out as soon as the car stabilizes. If the ESP warning light is constantly on even during normal conditions, these may be the causes. The ESP system was turned off using a button or via the interface on the dashboard panel. There was a malfunction of the ESP system itself. There was a sensor malfunction or a malfunction of the electronics. Some cars do not allow the ESP system to be turned off, but if you have such an option, the warning light can signal the deliberate turning off of the electronic stabilization system. I, therefore, recommend trying to turn off and on the ESP system. If nothing happens with the warning light, when turned off or on and still lit, it will be one of the mentioned faults. However, it is impossible to solve these faults yourself, as in both cases it is necessary to carry out car diagnostics. So the best thing to do is to take the car to the service center immediately. Is driving with the ESP warning light on possible? Yes, you can continue driving, but it is important to find out the cause of the light coming on as soon as possible and solve the problem. Driving with the ESP warning light on can mean that the vehicle's handling is worse, which can lead to dangerous situations on the road. So if the ESP warning light is on, drive carefully, especially on slippery surfaces, and avoid sharp turns or sudden braking. Can the ESP warning light come on even if there is no problem with the ESP system? Yes, the warning light can come on even if there is no problem with the electronic stability system. The causes can be various, such as a fault in the electrical system or a problem with the sensor. In this case, performing a car diagnosis and eliminating the cause is necessary. The reason why your ESP warning light is on will determine whether or not it is a pass or a fail at the MOT. Usually, any problems with your ABS system will cause the car to fail in MOT, as these are integral to the safety of your vehicle. MOT examiners now include checking for warning lights as a part of the test, and any warning lights that are related to the ESC or ABS systems tend to be an automatic fail. Damage to the components in the ESC system can also cause your vehicle to fail the test. How much does it cost to fix the ESP warning light? If the light is flashing, the problem will be fixed as soon as the car regains traction on the road. However, if the light indicates a fault, the cost can vary depending on the reason for the fault and any parts that need to be repaired or replaced. The best way to get an idea of the cost is to book your car in for a diagnostic test with a mechanic who can determine the problem and what needs to be done to repair it. Car manufacturers use different abbreviations when labeling the electronic stability system, but the principle of operation of these systems is the same. In the case of this system, you may encounter the following labels. ESC, Electronic Stability Control, is general name for electronic stabilization system, but used by Skoda, Fiat, Hyundai, and Tesla. ESP, Electronic Stability Program is designation used by Audi, Chrysler, Dodge, Hyundai, Jeep, Kia, Mercedes-Benz, Saab, Suzuki, and Lamborghini. Electronic Stabilization Program is the designation used by Volkswagen. The abbreviation is the same as the previous one. The minor difference is only in the full name. VDC, Vehicle Dynamic Control, is designation used by Subaru, Nissan, and Infiniti. DSC, Dynamic Stability Control, is designation used by Aston Martin, BMW, Jaguar, Land Rover, Mazda, and Mini. VSA, Vehicle Stability Assist, is designation used by Acura and Honda. VSC, Vehicle Stability Control, is the designation used by Lexus and Toyota. VDIM, Vehicle Dynamics Integrated Management, is the designation used by Lexus and Toyota. ASC, Active Stability Control, is the designation used by Jaguar and Mitsubishi. DSTC, Dynamic Stability and Traction Control, is designation used by Volvo. PSM, Porsche Stability Management, is the designation, as the name implies, is used by Porsche. M-ASTC, Mitsubishi Active Skid and Traction Control, is the designation used by Mitsubishi. StabiliTrak is designation used by Buick, Cadillac, Chevrolet, most models, GMC, Pontiac, Saturn, Isuzu, and Hummer. AdvanceTrac is designation used by Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury. Active Handling is designation used by Chevrolet, Corvette. Some manufacturers use multiple designations, as the designation may not apply to the entire brand but to a specific model. While the ESP system is designed for safety, there are certain scenarios where temporarily disabling it can be beneficial. Imagine being stuck in thick mud or deep snow. In such situations, allowing the wheels to spin without the interference of the ESP can aid in freeing the vehicle. It's akin to giving the car a bit of wiggle room to maneuver itself out. Most modern vehicles come equipped with a dedicated button or switch to disable the ESP. This provision offers drivers the flexibility to control the system based on specific situations. However, it's paramount to remember that this is a temporary measure. Once out of the challenging situation, it's crucial to reactivate the ESP. Keeping it turned off compromises the safety features of the vehicle, especially when navigating regular road conditions. As vehicles continue to integrate advanced technology, understanding these features becomes vital for safe driving experiences. Electronic stability control is no exception. Equipped with the knowledge of its function and importance, drivers can confidently tackle various road conditions. And remember, if ever in need of expert guidance on ESP or any vehicle-related issue, just write me in the comments below.